And welcome into Larry Miller Field for the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us. Game 2 of our days here at Larry Miller Field features the reigning 5A champion Lehi Pioneers and the Viewmont Vikings. This is a matchup of the 5-seed Vikings, 4-seed Lehi. The winner will take on the 17th seed Woods Cross Wildcats, who knocked off the Brighton Bengals. And I misspoke at the end of that game and said Brighton season's done. It is not, of course. There's consolation brag. I misread it in the middle of the game. But excited for this one. This game should be an absolute blast. We're excited for it. Let's go through our lineups first. Defensively for the Lehi Pioneers. At first base is going to be number 15, Mr. Rewind, Jackson Brousseau. At second base is Guy Madsen. At shortstop, Jake Olson, and at third base is Braden Willis. In the outfield from left to right, in left field is Bowen Ingersoll. In center field, Maze Madsen, and in right field, Tyson Ellswood. In our battery today for the Lehi Pioneers is Dawson Rodak and Brandon Manukin. Our lineup for the Viewmont Vikings is going to be Luke Jacobs, the shortstop, followed by Cal Miller, the pitcher, and then Braxton Brennenstall, the left fielder. Of course, Luke Jacobs, the starting quarterback and the star football player for Coach Drew Jones in his first year last year at Viewmont. Looks at ball one. Young man going to play Division I football. One of the better athletes we saw on the football field. He lifts this one in the shallow left field. It actually continues to carry. Much different in our morning game, where it seemed like the ball was carrying and it did not. That one certainly did, but it falls in to the glove of Bowen Ingersoll for the first out of the day. And that brings up Cal Miller. And Cal lifts this one in. Or lifts this one to left field, tailing toward the line. Madsen loses where it is in the sky. Going to fall in for a base hit. Fire into second base is not in time. And it'll be a single taken on that ball, on that bounce. So we're going to have a runner in scoring position here for Viewmont in the form of Cal Miller. That ball fell into the Bermuda Triangle. And that was a terrific effort there from Jake Olson. Apologize. Jake Olson went after that. Could not get to that. He or Ingersoll. So that is a single. And now coming to the plate is left fielder Braxton Brennenstall. A little slow breaking ball. Chopped down the third baseline and foul. Update from UVU. We're still 0-0 in the top of the 8th inning. Pleasant Grove does have the go-ahead. Well, they have a runner aboard, but they just struck out. So we've got 2 outs there. Slow breaking ball. This one's lined into center field. And that ball's going to fall in. It's going to go all the way to the wall. It's going to be an RBI double for Brennenstall. He'll hold up at second. And Viewmont takes a 1-0 lead. Beautiful piece of hitting there by Brennenstall, bringing in Cal Miller, so the pitcher helps himself out. Getting aboard, and that's going to bring up Max Lee, the catcher. Ball's in there for a called strike one. Yeah, ball fouled out of play. No balls and 2 strikes quickly. Our umpires for today's game. First base, Paul Hustleby. And third base, Rick Brinkman. And on the plate, calling balls and strikes, is Travis Turner. Home plate umpires got to feel pretty good being on the field of the blue and white. And now the 0-2. And we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. That one in there. Called strike 3. Mr. Umpire says he painted the outer part of the plate. Lee disagrees. Lee is put away for the second out of the inning. So that brings up the third baseman, Jackson Marble. Umpires are in the wrong spot. It happens from time to time. Talked about it before. Just great energy coming into the big ballpark. And umpires are people too. So the pitch is in there again. The outer part of the plate, strike 1. Marble batted .349. Stats reported through 26 games, 349 with 20 runs driven in. Looking for RBI number 21 for the sophomore. That one's well off the plate. Not giving a cup and a half off the edge. As we'll be even at the ball and a strike. And now the 1-1. That one misses down and away. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. Hitter's count here for Jackson Marble. 2-1, base open. So 2 outs on a 2-out walk. Fastball misses down and away. So the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Centered up or take yourself full here if you're Marble. The 3-1, chopped the left side, taken on the run, sets, fires wide. That ball's going to go to the screen. It's going to bring in another run for Viewmont. Marble is going to get to second. The run will come in on the throw, and it'll be an error, and then taking the bag at second base. But it is 2-0 Viewmont. So E5 on the throw. We'll sort that one out. So no RBI there for Marble because of the error on the throw. Always like having umpires in the building sitting behind me, so I can confirm the wiles of my thoughts as that ball misses down and in. Those parents' home cooking books. It happens all the time. As Siona Fayamani looks at that one. Ball 2. Count quickly. 2 balls and no strikes. As Lehi is they got to be frustrated at the top half of this inning. With the errant throw and some mistakes. He had that ball down which is a tough play. We had that little flare near the baseline there in left field. It's a long run. Look into a glassy, sunny sky as well. Faimani. This young man's had an outstanding year for Viewmont. He hits us back up the middle. That was handled cleanly on the way to first from Olsen, and that will do it. But a crooked number in the top half of the first inning. The Vikings put up 2 as we go to the bottom 1. It's Viewmont 2. Lehi coming up. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. So welcome back into Larry Miller Field. We're at the bottom of the first inning, a 2-0 lead for Viewmont. As McGuire Madsen leads things off and looks at strike one. Of course, Guy, the son of Eric Madsen, the longtime manager at UVU. Before that, he was the longtime manager at the College of Eastern Utah, where I may or may not have gotten to know Eric Madsen as a youngster running around Carbon County. But he's the younger brother of Mick. You got Mays and Guy on this team, and also Murph. They count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Madsen looks at ball 2. So the count even at 2-2. And of course, I see Maddox Madsen, his brother Maddox, the quarterback at that blue team up north. As that ball is out of the zone. He plays on that Smurf turf, is what they call it. Maddox, former quarterback at AF, was a state championship player last year at Lehi. As that ball goes toward left field line and out of play, and it is going to go back. It'll stay a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Starting pitcher for Viewmont is Cal Miller. Remember, Cal singled, and then his speed-up runner came in to score. The payoff pitch to Madsen down the left field line. That ball's fair. And it's going to fall in. Madsen rounds first, coming into second. The throw will not be in time. And McGuire Madsen leads things off with a double for the Pioneers. And a runner in scoring position immediately here for the Pioneers. Great piece of hitting there by McGuire. Looked more like he should be named Boggs Madsen on that one. Goes lefty to left field. And now they'll bring up his brother Mays Madsen. And Mays looks at strike one on the black. The 0-1, runner goes. McGuire slides into third safely, and so he takes the bag. Old school leadoff man there. That's a little Kenny Lofton action. We don't see in baseball anymore. An older generation yelled at me saying there's Ricky Henderson action. So runner on third here for Mays. Fly ball scores a run. Ball's up, snap down to third. And that was almost an air mail to the left. And your third baseman wasn't expecting that snap down. Hey, when Javi Lopez did that, everyone was expecting it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball chopped to the third base side. Not going to have a chance at the plate. Fire to first. Got Mays in time. But he does bring in McGuire Madsen. And it's now 2-1 off of the hit there from Madsen. So 5-3 put out with an RBI. And that brings up Jake Olson, the shortstop. That ball going to be popped out of play. Jake looks at, a slow breaking ball in there for a called strike 2. The 0-2, check swing. So he held up. Feels like in the majors this year, it's a 50-50 proposition on check swings, check down at first base. Didn't appeal, so the 1-2 misses up. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and nobody on as this ball hit well in the left field. So 1 out single, going to kick away from the left fielder. That's going to be a single with an error. And a runner on second. The tying run is in scoring position. So give him a single on the hit. Reaches second on the error by the left fielder. And both teams with an error apiece here in the first inning. And that'll bring up Jackson Brousseau. Was Mr. Rewind back in the football season, the 2-time state championship football player, starting quarterback of the Lehi Pioneers for Coach Ed Larson. Will be heading to Fort Collins to go play for the CSU Rams, where he'll be teamed up with former Lehi Pioneer and former 5A Offensive Player of the Year, Dallin Holker, as he looks at strike 1. So I'll count even at a ball and a strike here, Jackson. He wanted to make sure that was the furthest inside he could expect a called strike. Now the 1-1. Misses away. Hitter count, 2 balls and a strike. Jackson batting .403 on the year. Has driven in 26 runs. Looking for 27. That ball lifted out of play down the right field line. Evens the count at 2-2. I know he proudly displays the championship belt he got when he was named Mr. Rewind. This is a kid that he ran camera for me at a basketball tournament we did in Lehi, and the whole stinking town came over to come talk to Jackson Brousseau. Adults, kids, everybody wanted to check in on one of the good ones in the state of Utah. The 2-2 misses wide, and that count goes full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out and a runner on second. The payoff pitch lifted to right field toward the line, hanging up, and the catch to be made. Going to advance the runner to third. There's 2 away with the tying run, 90 feet away as Brousseau advances the runner. And there's 2 outs. So it brings up the right fielder, Tyson Ellswood. Elwood also coming in today, last report anyway, batting .403 on the year. It's 15 runs driven in. Ten doubles on the year. Looks at ball 2. Of course, last year the run for Lehi was at UVU. He had Whack hitting big home runs in the semifinal run in the championship series there at UVU that we called, and Whack Christensen, if I remember right. So the count goes to 3 balls and no strikes to Ellswood. And Ellswood looks at strike 1, so the count goes to 3-1. Skyridge took the game against PG in extra innings. 1-0. The 3-1 swung on strike 2. That was ball 4. You talk to your guys about, hey, 3-1, it's on a tee or we're not swinging. You're going to be chasing breaking balls there, 3-1. So here we go, payoff pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, tying run at third. And we'll do it again. So we'll do it again. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And misses up. Missed up and in, so runners on the corners now. I think the little delay there, Mr. Umpire was making sure the dugout was inside the dugout. Couldn't be on the top step. They have to be below the top step. That includes coaches, I believe. Anybody in the dugout has to be back. So runners on the corners. Coming to the plate now is Brandon Manukin. The Manukin lifts this one into left field. And that ball is going to be taken care of. Got a bit of a scare to try to come back or tie this game up here for Lehi. But at the end of one, it is Viewmont 2, Lehi 1. You are watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. So top of the second inning, quickly coming out with a bunt attempt and able to get him down for the first out of the inning there, Brody Hooper, pardon me. And a 5-3 put out for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the designated hitter, Garrig Lee. I always appreciate, one thing I always say, our biggest fan base is actually officials, and Trent Allred is out there. He should be administering tests, according to Gene in the booth. But Trent filling in, letting me know that, yes, even coaches have to be inside the dugout. That top step is in play. They have to be out of play. So thank you, Trent, for on your day off making sure we're up to date on our rules. And I still owe him a DVD of a game of years past because he doesn't like YouTube links because that ball goes out of play. Garrick, just a freshman. And he looks at ball one, so 1 ball and 2 strikes. We'll get our count updated. And the 1-2 fisted towards shallow right field, but could be an easy play for Guy Madsen. So quickly 2 away here for this high-powered Viewmont team. Viewmont comes in this game 21-5 on the season. The ball bunt attempt fouled back, got all the way to the press box. That's a comebacker. But Viewmont go 21-5 up in Region 5. Lehi, they're the 5 seed in this tournament. Lehi, the 4 seed, as that is in there for called strike 2. Count 0-2. Apologize, our scoreboard should be right. I'm going to apologize. 2 outs, 0-2 count. And swung through, strike 3, and a quick 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the second inning, and it is 2-1, Viewmont leading Lehi. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. And welcome back into Larry Miller Field for the crisp-paced game between Viewmont and Lehi. Bottom of the second inning. And due up for Lehi, 7, 8, and 9, Ashton Holbrook, Braden Willis, and Bowen Ingersoll. Tried to go up inside. Just missed. That's a Billy LaLouche show right there. That one misses wide, so 2-0. The 2-0 plunks him. So Holbrook wears it on the shoulder, and the tying run's on first base. Leadoff man's on. And that's how you take the breaking ball. Hit that. Let it cross the plate, get deep, hit your shoulder, you're going to hit it. So it brings up Braden Willis, the third baseman. Willis, a senior, looks at strike one. He's got 3 doubles on the year and 14 runs driven in. And the 0-1 chop to the third base side. Going to be taken. No play at second. Fight across the infield for the out. So one away, but advances the runner. Much like a bunt to second base. So the game time run in scoring position. That's going to bring up Bowen Ingersoll. Of course, he's the son of the head coach. And, of course, the Ingersoll family is a institution in Utah County. As that's in there for a called strike, much like the Hannemans. 5 million Hanneman boys have gone through and also moved on to Division I. The Ingersolls become coaches, very good players. Of course, his cousin Fisher at TCU was a 4-year star at American Fork. Joined Braden Taylor from Copper Hills, who was the Big 12 Player of the Year last year. This year been an interesting year for TCU. And now the 1-1. And Bowen looks at ball 2. Top of the order coming up next. Lehi love to get another runner on, go to the top of the order. For Viewmont, it's got to shut it down. You get the state tournament game, 7, 8, 9. What do you do against the 7, 8, 9 hole? And a count goes 3-1. If you allow them to set the table for the top of the order, you're just playing with fire. Three balls, one strike here to Bowen Ingersoll. Misses wide of the plate. It'll be runners on first and second, and one out as we go to the top of the order. And it brings up McGuire Madsen. So Viewmont wants to talk things over, gives us a chance to remind you, go support those who support us. Modern Missionary, a proud sponsor of KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the state tournaments. Get a shirt and a tie and try it before you have to buy it if you go on a mission. Go to modernmissionary.com. You can register as a missionary. You can go into one of their stores as well. Get a shirt and a tie to try it out before you decide to buy it. You can go outfit your missionary. It costs a lot of money. Might as well make sure the shirt and ties are exactly what they want. You can go to Modern Missionary. Let them know the Rewind sent you. They're going to take care of you. We want to thank Modern Missionary for their support of everything we do at KSL Sports Rewind. Also go to UtahJazzCamps.com. Be looking for fun activities for your kids to get out of the house and keep moving through the summer months. UtahJazzCamps.com. Go find the camp nearest you. I want to thank them for supporting us as well. And, of course, as always, Heidemann & Associates, Utah.law. Get a free consultation. Let them know the Rewind sent you. And if you tell Justin that Dusty sent you, he might be a little more – he'll always be happy with you. He might add something as well. And that's Heidemann & Associates at Utah.law. So McGuire Madsen steps in. The game-tying run on second. Go-ahead run at first. Looks at ball one. McGuire doubled and scored in the first inning. Doubled, stole third, and then scored. Gonna snap back. Ooh, that was close. That was an outstanding move and a good setup. And Holbrook just got back in time. Madsen lifts this one out of play. See if it gets out. No, it's going to stay in. Goes back towards second base. And, man, a missed opportunity. Nice job of ranging over, staying with it there. Jackson Marble able to pull that in for the second out of the inning. So that brings up Mays Madsen now with, again, runner in scoring position. An opportunity here for the Pioneers. Grounded out, picked up the RBI in his at-bat last inning. Left that one up and in. That one misses inside as well. 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. And Madsen leaves that one inside. A count 3-0. And now the 3-0. Time granted for the throw, for the pitch. So Cal Miller thought he found the plate. Madsen timed that timeout. Mr. Umpire granted it. Remember, you're at the plate. You're requesting timeout. You don't get to call it. Umpire gets to call it. So 3 balls and no strikes. 2 outs and 2 on here for Madsen. Misses inside, and it's a ball 4 walk, and the base is loaded. So bags are full for Jake Olson. So puts Holbrook at third, Ingersoll at second, and Mays Madsen now aboard at first. Huge opportunity here, and a major moment for Cal Miller. High leverage situation. And looks at strike one. Nice pitch. Come back. Get yourself into trouble. Have some traffic on the bags. And come back and stripe the outside part of the plate. Olsen singled. And reached second on an error last inning. And now I'm well outside for a ball. Olsen, a .402 hitter. Lifts this one out of play. I don't think this one is coming back. Fiamano watches it leave. So the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded in a 1-run game. Breaking ball misses up. So the count even at 2-2. The 2-2 misses up and in. Count now full. Everybody will be in motion. Everyone will go in motion once he steps. And the payoff pitch. Lifted into left field. Doesn't have much on it. There'll be a can of corn there in left. And getting out of a high leverage situation as Brendan Stahl pulls that one in. And Cal Miller can take a big sigh of relief as he gets out of that one. We go to the top of the 3rd inning. Viewmont leads Lehi 2-1. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
So to the top of the order we go for Viewmont in the top of the 3rd inning. Luke Jacobs. And Luke offers this one. Hit well in center field. Still going back on a long ways. Played him shallow. Could not pull it in. It was off the glove. And it'll be a leadoff triple for Luke Jacobs. An outstanding effort in center field by Mays Madsen. Nearly making a Willie Mays catch over the shoulder. But just could not pull that one in. Played him shallow, and Jacobs got a hold of it. And Madsen just could not pull it in. So we're going to go E8 on the play. As this one lifted in the infield. Olsen doesn't get a good read on it. Calls it out. Whew. And handled there at third base by Braden Willis. So Cal Miller retired at 5, and that's going to bring up Braxton Brendenstall. We'll see if they make a change on that. I thought it was a hit, but we'll see. Brendan Stahl comes to the plate, and Brendan Stahl swings through that first one. They count 0-1. Brendan Stahl had an RBI double in the first inning. He has a chance to pick up Jacobs at third. That's strike two. In, out, up, and down. But don't miss on a breaking ball in. Gets him to reach. Lifts this one up in the infield. Olsen camped underneath it. And Olsen will handle it for the second out. So, crazily, Lehi has a chance to get out of this inning after Luke Jacobs gets the third. And that's going to bring up Max Lee. And Lee leaves that one up and in. Lee went down looking in his only plate appearance in the first inning. The 1-0. 2-0. Rodak trying to get out of this. It gets chopped right back to him, and Rodak give up the leadoff triple. Comes right back in a 1-2-3 inning of the 1-3 put out of Max Lee. They go to the bottom of the third. It's 2-1 Viewmont. You're watching the 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Yeah, welcome back to Larry Miller Field. Beautiful Monday afternoon on the Wasatch Front. And that brings up Jackson Brousseau. Leading things off here in the third as Jackson looks at strike one. Flew out to right in his only plate appearance. Mentioned a 400-plus hitter on the season. And nice job staying inside that one. That's going to find the power alley to right center field. Rounds first. Going to walk into or stand up into second base. And Jackson Brousseau with a leadoff double. Mustache power for Brousseau. And that brings up Tyson Ellswood. Ellswood walked in his only appearance. Oh, the ball gets away. Miller throws that one to the screen, and now the game time runs at third. We saw that in our first game of the day. Only had like 6 combined hits, and the game ended. Well, I won't say ended, but Woods Cross won on a wild pitch. Went up 1-0 in the top of the 7th inning, and held on to win 1-0 against Brighton. That ball wide the plate. Count now 2-0. Been a low-scoring day in the 5A and 6A state tournament. The first game on both sides. Oh, as he plunks him. So Ellswood reaches again. This one on a hit by, actually, I think both, we hit Ashton Holbrook. That's what it was. Second hit batsman. But the 6A first game was Skyridge and Pleasant Grove. Skyridge won in extras 1-0. We had our game here. Woods Cross, the 17 seed, knocking off the 5 seed, or probably 8 seed. Brighton 1-0. In 7. And but I'll bring up Brandon Manukin. And it kills me because Carson Manukin, who was a 3-year starter and a state championship football player for Coach Ed Larson back with Cooper. And always went Street Fighter on it. The Ryu Street Fighter call. Manukin looks at strike one. So runners on the corners. 1-0 count, no outs. Runner goes. Manukin lifts this one in the infield, having to hurry and get back. Faimani, man, communication lapse there between he and Cal Miller. Fortunately, that ball was caught. I don't know if Manukin misread the sign because Coach Ingersoll come have a chat with him to coach up his player, but one away in fantastic fashion with Miller and Faimani. They're letting that ball get to the ground. So F1 in the book as Holbrook looks at strike one. Holbrook reached on a hit by pitch last inning as he led things off. Looking to come through and tie this game up at 2. Miller again dealing another inning with traffic. That ball going to bounce, and Brousseau couldn't get a read on it. Does advance the runner from first to second. So now 2 ducks on the pond here for Ashton Holbrook. Oh, and Holbrook could not hold on that one. Mr. Umpire was not in position. He got it. I think let me agree with the plight of Lehi. Now, first, I think he went. The plight of Lehi fans, he was walking because he was out of position. He was walking in the middle of the pitch. Now, I dare someone to go look up the definition of a check swing because there isn't a rule. We've always heard, like, hey, the bat goes past the plate or anything like that, breaks the wrist. There isn't any guidelines. There's none. Mr. Umpire felt like he went. He went. As that pitch misses wide of the plate, count goes full. So the payoff pitch, and umpire going to have a chat with the Viewmont dugout. And there's your first dugout warning. And if you've ever been an assistant coach, you can't argue balls and strikes. So the sly way of doing it is always, is that the outer part of the zone? Is that the upper part of the zone? So I'm not arguing, I'm just asking. If someone in the dugout said something that the home plate umpire did not appreciate. And we'll step back in at a full count. Ball roped to third. Going to come off. Bruchot cannot take the bag on the throw, and he's safe. That was an absolute rocket at the hot corner. Knocked it down to Jackson Marble. Could not get the throw to first in time. Roger Dorn would have olayed that one, but Marble did not. And actually, we'll see if the official book goes error on that one. We knocked it down, but they may. It'll be bases loaded. As the third baseman, Willis, will come up. As they're going to come out and check on Marble. And we'll step just for 1 second. Come out and check on Marble. He's good. He's showing. Baseball players are all the same. I want to show. Look at the laces, man. Look at it. Got me. Right in the crook of the elbow. So here we go. Braden Willis, the third baseman, lines this one into left center field. It's going to fall in. Bruchot comes in. And the go-ahead run comes in as well. A 2 RBI single. And Lehi takes the lead. As Bruchot and Ellswood are plated on the Willis RBI, 2 RBI single. So runners on first and second as the 9-hole hitter, Bo Ingersoll, comes to the plate. 3-2 Lehi. Ingersoll swings through that first one. Last 2 innings, Cal Miller's been flirting with some disaster. Got out of it last inning. But the inevitable happened there at Braden Willis. Top of the order coming up next is this is the 9-hole hitting Bowen Ingersoll. Looks at ball 1. Next matchup coming up is going to be Orm and Timpanogos. The battle of 800 North. The 1-1. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch. Back up the middle off the pitcher. Goes off of Miller. Going to hold up, and we're going to be reloaded. I'll give this to Viewmont. We've had the ball go off the arm of Marble. This one comes off of the leg of Miller, which has kept runners at bay in both instances, right? Because Bruchot couldn't take home on the ball off the third baseman. That's what we talk about. Hey, you got to knock it down because you make them go station to station. You're a ground ball away from a double play ending. Or inning double play. So the top of the order we go, and McGuire Madsen. That ball was foul, but that was a collective woo. McGuire doubled and scored in the first. Missed inside. That pitch was set up to be outside. And a dangerous situation there. Whenever you cross up your catcher, that's a long way to come back on that breaking ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases loaded. And Madsen lifts this one into center field. That potentially scores a run. We'll see if they try to take it here. And they do. It is deep enough for the run. And that's a heads-up center fielder. Heads-up center fielder because no one was covering third. And instead of trying to make the throw home, he holds up. He saves a run. It is 4-2. And runners at first and second. That's what we call baseball IQ. This will be a tough plate to play, but once he throws it home, that runner at second's heading to third. We'd be runners at the corners or potentially runners at second and third if he doesn't do that. Because if you have another ball go off an infielder, that would save a run. Leave it back to bases loaded. So that brings up Mays Madsen after the sacrifice fly. Two outs in the inning, runners on first and second. And a 1-0 count to Mays Madsen. Back to the screen. Mays sharply to first. Fiamani with it and gets there in time. But a big 3-run inning for the Lehi Pioneers gives them a 4-2 lead as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Viewmont coming to the plate. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships.
Now Miller 76. And Rodak is at 33.
So you heard the pitch count numbers there. Is Miller at 76 pitches through that inning. So to the top of the 4th we go. And Marble offering at the first pitch. And that's going to be 34 pitches now. Easy to keep track for Rodak. 1 pitch, 1 out. And of course, Reed Detmers became one of the first pitchers in the modern era. It's been a long time to have a season in which he had a no-hitter and an immaculate inning where he threw 3 pitches and got 3 outs. Hasn't helped him in 0-2 counts or all this year, happenstance. Or coincidentally, I should say, as Faimani swings through that one. And Faimani looks at strike 2. Siona grounded out to short in his only plate appearance. One of the top hitters on this Viewmont squad. Drove in 25 runs coming in today, the young sophomore. Got a lot of underclassmen in this 5A state tournament. As he looks at ball 2, the count evens up. And the 2-2 pitch lifted out of play. And we will do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, got you covered in the 5A, 6A state tournaments. JT Wistersill holding down for it at UVU. I'll be here all week long until we go to championship time. As Viamani, man, I thought that might be ball 3, but it is strike 3. Kind of upper half of the zone. 2 away. And there's a K there for Dawson Rodak. His 3rd of the day. And I'll bring up Brody Hooper. Brody grounded out the 3rd in his only plate appearance. Oh, and he hit him. That is the first walk of the day issued by Rodak. He has Garrick Lee. Garrick flew out to the infield. And his only appearance back in the 2nd looks at strike 1. And the 0-1 will look over. We also got state tournament soccer coming up, lacrosse, as this is the busiest week of the year. And then next year, we're taking all of our, remember we had all the track state championships last week, we've had all the other classifications go. We'll be throwing in men's volleyball next year into this week. It is the grand finale of the year, as it is called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on first. And a quick little glance over. Just want to keep Jackson involved. And that ball lifted out of play. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes. And that one misses down the way. That one burn there, up 0-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Garrick Lee. What an outstanding name. And he'll stay alive. We'll do it again. Hanging in there. Of course, his older brother Max steals his number. Because if your name's Garrick, you should automatically get number 5. I'm guessing older brother Max, because it's Max Lee. And that one fall back to the screen once again. Hanging in there. Doing battle. Tegan Burnside up next. And it'll be the top of the order if they can bridge it. But they have to make some hay with 2 outs. As Garrick is granted time. Runner goes, but doesn't matter. Garrick Lee goes down on strikes, and Rodak is now through 4, and has done an outstanding job here for Lehi since that hairy first inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and it is Lehi 4, Viewmont 2. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. Bottom of the fourth inning. And Jake Olson leading things off for the Pioneers. Fell behind this one 2-0. And a 3-run third. And taking a 4-2 lead. Now, Orem Timpanogos is coming up at 4:30, and it's slated for 7 o'clock is Jordan and Salem Hills. And if you remember that game a year ago, I think it was a combined 35 runs or something like that. I'll have to look it up. That game was insane last year at UVU. In the exact same round. Bender lost his hat but found the zone. But Jackson Marble, your new pitcher for the Vikings. That ball back up the middle and didn't have enough on it. Lines out to short. Nice job arranging over, making the play, Luke Jacobs. So, Olsen retired for the first out.
The first base, number 15, Jackson Brousseau.
Yeah, brings up Jackson Brousseau. Jackson doubled and scored last inning. Double to right center field. Strike two, or probably strike one. You think about the high school career for Jackson Brousseau. He has 2 state championships in football as a starting quarterback. State championship in baseball last year with Lehi. And also won a state championship with the basketball team in the COVID year. As he wears that one. So put a man on. Because I once tallied up how many state championship he had, and he sent me a text. He's like, actually, Dusty, you forgot about my basketball state championship. And the starting port guard for the Lehi Pioneers, Mr. Lewis, stole his shoes and wore them all year long this year. That ball hit sharply to the left side, and that's through. Tyson Ellswood comes through. I'll put runners on first and second with 1 out. That brings up Brandon Manukin. He flew out to left. And the crazy one that flew out to the pitcher along the baseline where Faimani ran into Cal Miller, as that one's in there for a called strike one. And now the 0-1 to Manukin. Foul back to the screen. So no balls and 2 strikes to the catcher. And now the 0-2. No, was not there. Jackson Marble is what we call a yard sale pitcher. I mean that as, in snowboarding when you wreck and you lose all your gear, called a yard sale. Loses his hat every time. Now ball this softly to the third base side. Step on third, throw to first in time for the 5-3 double play. Cal Miller could just sit there and lick his wounds about how the day went on the bump. Instead, he comes back and makes a heads-up play. Gets that ground ball from Manukin. Step on third, throw to first in time. And we go to the 5th inning. After 4 complete, it's Lehi 4, Viewmont 2. Vikings coming to the plate. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. Tegan Burnside leading things off in the top of the fifth inning for the Vikings. Swings through that one, and they count it 0-1. Burnside's only been to the plate once today. Went down on strikes back in the second inning. As Rodak has been economical with his pitches. As mentioned, coming in the last inning, was it 33 pitches? I think he's only nearing about 50. But 9-1-2 due up for Viewmont, and it's a spot where they need to come through. If you can get, if Burnside can get on board, Luke Jacobs coming up behind him, then Cal Miller, then Brennan Stahl. I mean, that's how they could get this done if you are the Viewmont Vikings. And that's wide the plate. Had one to burn. Count goes the ball and 2 strikes. And that one misses. The 2-2. Oh, got him. So the leadoff man is on. They're in a bridge 9-1 with the runner on. As Burnside had to do it the least fun way to do it, and that's to get hit by a pitch. Especially when it's around the hands. So Luke Jacobs comes to the plate. Flew out the left, reached last inning. What was ruled an error on the fly ball to center field. The Mays Madsen just could not make the catch on all the way to the warning track. Fouls that one out of play. No ball and a strike here to Jacobs. And the 0-1. Inside, no. And that one go the opposite corner. Hey, if one corner won't work, try the other one. No, right back, got the call. Ball and 2 strikes here to Jacobs. Big at bat for the Vikings. And that one misses inside. The 2-2, no, missed down. Count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Runner stays. Jacob singles through the right side. Runner going to round second, heading into third. Not going to get him on the cut. Did he get it? No. For just a moment, he thought maybe Olsen had that one there on time. So runners on the corners. A couple little lane there is Braden Willis. So tying runs on first base with no outs, and the 2-hitter coming up, Cal Miller.
The third baseman, number 9, Cal Miller.
That ball lifted into shallow left field. Took a late read on it. See if the runner's going to take home on it. No, not deep enough. So one away. As Brendan Stahl comes to the plate, and Brendan Stahl had an RBI double back in the first. And runner was going, but chopped foul as Jacobs will go back to first and get to work on his wind sprints. Oh, got up and in, and Rodak hits Brendan Stahl, and I can understand Brendan Stahl being a little fired up. Maybe he's even telling him, hey, we're good. I think base is loaded now. That's the one that certainly sends a charge through you as a hitter, and definitely as a pitcher too. It takes a certain mindset of a pitcher to hit someone and not care. It's pretty rare. So meeting at the mound, I'll step aside real quick. We'll stay right here. You're watching the 5A state tournament. So now coming to the plate is Max Lee with bases loaded and 1 out. The game-tying runs at second base. So if you're Lehi looking for a ground ball to get out of the inning, and obviously Viewmont looking through something through the infield that can plate the game-tying run, you got to freeze on the line drive on the bases. You got to see the ball through. And Rodak misses outside. That's usually one of the things that gets kind of lost in this moment with your base runners. You have to continually talk about as a coach, hey, we got to freeze on the line drive, make sure that ball is through the infield, especially at second base. The 1-0 from Rodak. Misses wide again. 2 balls and no strikes. Starting to aim it a little bit. And he bounces ball 3. Nowhere to put him. Got to come all the way back. Lee's 0 for 2 today. Love to come through in a big way here. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. And the 3-0's in there for a called strike 1. Got 1, now looking to even it up. The 3-1 misses up and away, ball 4. And the run will come in the form of the leadoff man, Tegan Burnside. That is the 3rd walk or hit batsman this inning. I've said this a lot, almost every state tournament. So if you watch this, I apologize. This is your son's 4th year, but if you're a manager or a coach in baseball, there's always the thought you're going to die on the baseball field and it'll be after a walk. There's just no defense for walks and hit batsmen, and they always come back to haunt you in big games. So game time runs 90 feet away, and looking at strike 1 is Jackson Marble, who is a current pitcher for Viewmont. So ball chapped at the plate. There is 1 out. Paul J. scoreboard wasn't updated, so 1 out. Ground ball could end the inning here for Lehi. Taking it where the third base, going where it takes you. And they go right up the middle, 6-4-3 opportunity. And there it is. Bases loaded with 1 out, and Lehi gets out of it. Rodak able to get out of the jam. Viewmont plates 1, but Lehi still leads by 1. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. So bottom of the 5th inning, Lehi gets out of the jam. The base is loaded and 1 out with the double play ball, leading by 1. And leading things off in the inning is Ashton Holbrook, the designated hitter. Looks at a slow breaking ball in there for called strike 1. Of course, Jackson Marble came in for starting pitcher Cal Miller. And a position swap. They're going to try to come in and hold down this high-powered Lehi offense. And now 1 wide of the plate. So ball and a strike. Again, our next game coming up is going to be Orem versus Timpanogos. Coach Kim Nelson, once again, deep in the state tournament. As this one lifted into left field, going to fall in. Plenty of top spin on that one. So a leadoff single for Ashton Holbrook. And a leadoff man is aboard.
The third baseman, number 3, Braden Willis.
And that brings up Braden Willis. This is the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And that big inning in the third. Remember, it was 7, 8, 9 that got things going. And that one just misses. But it was Holbrook who singled. And scored a nice job of knocking that one down at the plate. The count goes to 2-0. But Holbrook singled and scored in that inning. Going to come through here is Braden Willis. We had that 2 RBI single his last time up. Hits this one sharp out of the third base line, and it is fair. Holbrook grounds second, heading into third, and it's going to be a stand-up double. How about the day for Braden Willis? The bottom of your lineup has got to come through, and Willis has done it in spades today. So put 2 runners in scoring position. And bring up Bowen Ingersoll. And the top of the order coming up behind him. So got to be smart here if you are Jackson Marble. Chopper going to be taken by Cal Miller on the run. Nice throw to first. And one away. That's what you got to do if you're Marble. Pitch to contact, let your defense work, and nice handles there by Miller. And that brings up McGuire Madsen. Madsen chops this one left side, going to throw to home. Jacobs had it there on time, but it got away. He short hopped it to home. Lee couldn't squeeze it, and the run comes in the form of Holbrook. And it's 5-3. So leadoff single from Holbrook leads to a run. So Madsen reaches on the fielder's choice. That brings up Mays Madsen. Runner going to go. And now a chance to pick up 2 here for Mays. I was waiting to see if McGuire was going to pull up and try to get him to throw down and you're going to try to go double steal. It looked like for just one moment there was a step where he kind of had a false step. But infield drawn in. Mays fouls that one away. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 2 on here for Mays Madsen. Getting the infield drawn in. Misses up. Hitter count here, 2-1. Spot to be in if you're Mays Madsen. 2-1. Do have a base open, but you got a big part of the order coming up behind you. Looking for something straight here. And he hits this one to the left. Misread off the bat. That ball's going to get all the way to the wall. Going to bring in 2. Willis comes in. McGuire Madsen comes in. And Mays stands up into third. It's an interesting time of the day where the sun is. That was straight misread off of the bat in left field. Had no shot at that. Brennesall never saw the ball until it went over his head. (7-3) Lehi. That brings up Jake Olson, the shortstop. Looks at ball one. And Olson's going to find this one in left center field. That's going to fall in. And Mays Madsen comes in all the way to the wall. Olson rounds third. And it'll be back-to-back triples. I always say in baseball, hey, trade places. Doesn't usually happen with triples. Ball gets all the way to the wall. And the reigning state champs coming into form in this one.
I assume that if they were different wristbands,
so 8-3. 10 hits on the day for Lehi. And out of the plate, Jackson Brousseau. And Marvel wants to appeal to first, saying that he didn't touch first base. Mr. Umpire says he certainly did. I mentioned Jackson with 26 RBIs coming into today on the season. Doubled and scored back in the third. Looks at strike one. The 0-1 misses wide. It was certainly wide. And now the 1-1. And Brousseau sends this one into left center field, and that's going to get the wall. Brousseau will hold up at second base. An RBI double for Jackson Brousseau, and it is 9-3, Lehi. And that might be it for Marble, as the bats have come alive here for the Pioneers. They bleached their hair in the state tournament last year, so they do it again this year. And it is working itself out. 9-3. We have a pitching change coming up. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament. So the new pitcher, Jace Barber, number 21. Again, he's inheriting runner on second base and one out. And at the plate now is Tyson Ellswood, the right fielder. And Ellswood offering at the first pitch. Fouls that one out of play. Ellswood on the day has been hit by a pitch, walked, scored a run, and singled. And that one is off the plate. So count even at a ball and a strike. So baseball is an interesting game. It was a 2-0 start for Viewmont. Scored 2 runs in the top of the first inning. And you have that feeling in your dugout, like, here we go. And every other inning, Lehi has plated runs, including 5 in this inning. Looks at that one. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. And the 2-1. And the count goes to 3 balls and a strike. And now the 3-1. Foul back to the screen. So the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on second. The form of Jackson Brousseau. That ball's going to get down in left field. And another one that's going to get all the way to the wall. That's a 4th straight ball, or 4th straight batter that has reached the wall in left center field. And it's an RBI double for Ellswood. And it's 10-3, Lehi. I mean, from Mays Matson tripled to left. Jake Olson tripled to left center. Jackson Brousseau doubled to left center. Tyson Ellswood doubled to left center. It's looking like my old classmates, the 2001 Carbon Dinos, with Caleb Curtis, Matt Clofer, Brady Martinez, Mark Bailey. Team went 25-1, if I remember the record correctly, that year. Lost the first game of the double elimination 3A state championship and came back and won it against Snow Canyon. That one misses. So 3 balls and no strikes. And that misses out. It'll be a walk there for Mnookin. So we're going to bat around. Ashton Holbrook comes to the plate. And here comes Holbrook. He leads the team in RBIs on the year, batting .400 on the season, 32 runs driven in coming into today, 11 doubles, 3 home runs. And that one kicks away, so that's going to send you, or pardon me, it's going to advance runners to second and third. I remind you that we got soccer also going on at KSLSports.com. It's Alex Napolis hanging out at Zions Bank Stadium. The 1-0. Called strike one. That was, your umpires say a lot. Did I see it? Yeah, I saw it. Okay, I'll call it. And that was exactly what Mr. Umpire did there. Like, wait, was that? It's been a while. Was that a called strike? Yes. Strike. Sorry, that's not to make fun of anybody, but it has been. We talk about 4 straight hitters reaching the wall. As the infield drawn in. Remember the potential game-ending runs at the plate. They would put 3-run homer ends this ball game. A 2-1 pitch lifted out of play. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So now the 2-2. Up and out. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Holbrook. After Holbrook is Braden Willis, who has been absolutely sensational today. He's got 2 runs driven in and a run scored. A single and a double. And the payoff pitch. Lifted out of play, and we'll do it again. Ken Orem and Timpanogos coming up next at 4:30. And the nightcap of the evening is Jordan and Salem Hills. And that one misses away, and that's a walk. So base is loaded with 1 out. And now coming to the plate is Braden Willis. And Willis hits this one well to left center field. Can he get to the grass? It will not. Jacobs there for the catch. The throw comes in. And it is a sacrifice fly in spectacular fashion. Outstanding effort there in center field. I believe that was Luke Jacobs. Could be wrong. And it's 11-3 with runners on the corners. What a play. So that brings up Bowen Ingersoll, the 9-hole hitter. Whoa. They're fortunate to be able to get their glove on that one. I'm just hearing that we had lightning delays in Salt Lake County. Should look and see where we have radar. Looks like. So now the 1-0. That one off the plate. And now the 2-0 in there for a called strike. Still a hitter count here. So we'll be right at the bottom of what this little weather system coming through. And that pitch is wide. It's going to advance a runner. Holbrook takes second. So the game-ending run now at second base. Base hit would be 10-run. McGuire Madsen comes up next. A ball down the right field line. If it's down, it's just foul. About a foot foul, and this ball game would have been over. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Apologize, get our scoreboard right. 2 outs here. So we'll reset. 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. For Bowen Ingersoll. Everybody will be in motion. And Ingersoll called strike 3. He did. He paid to the inside part of the plate. Did Jace Barber. And that will do it for the 5th inning. We go to the top of the 6th. It's Lehi leading 11-3 on a 7-run 5th inning. You're watching the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Top of the 6th inning, Lehi leading Viewmont 11-3. As Rodak will stay out there and come to the plate is Faimani. He looks at ball 1. Faimani sends that one out a play. Evens the count of a ball and a strike. This ball hit well in the center field, but it's going to die. Madsen gets back on it and takes in the can of corn. So 1 away. Now bring up Brody Hooper. On the year for the junior, Hooper batting .324. Looks at strike 1. And that one misses. Evens count a ball and a strike to Hooper. Reached on a hit batsman earlier in the game. He's 0 for 1 as this one gets through the left side. So it is a 1-out single for Hooper. And I'll bring up Gary Lee. So Garrick on the day 0 for 2. Flew out to second, went down on strikes. And Garrick looks at strike 1. The 0-1 misses down the way. So count even at a ball and a strike. The 1-1 misses. So the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So 2-1, 1 out, runner on first. The 2-1 pitch, grounded foul down the third base line. Will even the count up at 2-2. And that one misses up and in from Rodak, and the count will go full. And that ball lifted up. It's going to stay in the infield. Brousseau will come in and call it off. And Jackson will squeeze it for the second out of the inning. Oops. And 2 outs. And so Rodak is lifted here. 82 pitches on the day. And we'll get the official information on how many days rest that'll take. But nice day by Rodak. I was talking about that. Harry first inning, he gave up 2 runs and only given up 1 since. Done a nice job, and his offense has certainly carried the day. So pitching change coming up. It looks like it is going to be Holbrook coming in. Nash and Holbrook. So we'll let him warm up, and we'll be right back. So Garrick Lee will come up. He'll be the first to face Holbrook. Or probably Lee just went down. It's Tegan Burnside. Tegan was hit by a pitch and scored last inning. That storm system getting a little closer. Man, that was a slow. That was a breaking ball that didn't break, but that was slow. That's what Daisuke Matsuzaka claimed he was going to throw. It was a gyro ball. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on first. And Burnside lifts this one in the infield. Madsen comes over, going to take care of it. And that will do it for the inning. We are through. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning, and it is Lehi 11 and Viewmont 3. You're watching the 2023 5A State Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com. So Gwyneth Madsen will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. We're going to try to get this in before this little system will come through. As that one misses inside, the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Been an eventful day for McGuire as he sends it back through the middle and it gets through. Just for a minute, I wanted to make sure it was going to get through the middle of the infield. So often watching, especially with my Angels, watch Angel games, all of a sudden you think that's a base hit and some dude comes flying through and makes a routine out. So Madsen gets the first. Leadoff man is on and the game-ending run comes to the plate. Quick look over. Brings up Mays Madsen. Mays had a 2 RBI triple last inning. And that was a ball the left fielder never saw. And the 1-0 misses inside. Counts 2 balls and no strikes. A reminder to all of you, if you're watching, if you have family that are at the games, we're streaming every game. So I've seen some parents FaceTiming other family members. You can save the battery power on your phone and just let them stream the game. I might not be as fun to listen to as you are, but it certainly saves you some a little bit of forearm strength and battery power. That's for darn certain. And Addison certainly runs the camera better than an excited parent jumping up and down as Madsen draws the walk. So the Madsen boys are aboard. The M&M boys are on, and that'll bring up Jake Olson. So while the pitching change is, Viewmont parents are frustrated, but I dare say that strike zones have nothing to do with what's happened today in this ball game. So pitching change coming up. I'll just mute, and we'll be right back. So a pitch and change taking place here for Viewmont, and coming into the box is Jake Olson, the shortstop. Getting 2 runs all in this game. And 2 guys with good speed on bases. As that ball's off the plate, ball 1. But to finish the thought, sometimes in baseball, I know we get frustrated with umpires and things like that, but this game had nothing to do with strike zone. A 7-run 5th inning, that wasn't because of walks. I mean, it was balls to the wall that changed this ballgame. I mean, you're hitting balls into the left center field and it's reaching the wall on 4 straight hitters. It tends to tell a story, and it has nothing to do with the strike zone. But that ball finds that one. Count even at ball and a strike. And that one's off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Like I said, I coached. I understand the frustrations, but again, it didn't change anything. It's all about the bats of Lehi. And now the 2-1 pitch to Olson. Lifted in this shallow left field. And again, does not see it. That's a long run from center. That ball's going to fall in. Not getting a read at all in left field, and luckily, they're able to knock down that ball. Marble was able to. And the bases are loaded for Lehi, but right off the bat, left fielder throws his arms out. He doesn't see it, doesn't know where it is. I also say too, the hard part is you have a canopy right above the press box. I don't know if they lose it in the white in that too, or where we are and why that happens, but that's twice straight left field does not see the ball at all as Jackson Brousseau takes strike 1, and base hit from Jackson will end the game, but with no outs, runner's got a freeze on the line drive. Infield's drawn in, that ball into left field. That one's going to fall in, and Matson's going to round third, going to come in, and that will do it. A 10-run rule, 13-3 as Jackson Brousseau comes through, and that is going to advance Lehi. The reigning champs will move on into the state tournament and will play tomorrow night against the upstart Woods Cross Wildcats at 7 p.m. You'll be able to catch that game right here on KSLSports.com. Our player of the game. It's going to take a second to kind of figure this one out. But as our final score is 13-3, we'll go player of the game. We're going to go Jackson Brousseau. I mean, Jackson Brousseau finishes the day with 3 RBIs, a double, 2 doubles, 3 doubles. That's a pretty good day. Pretty good day for Jackson Brousseau. Mr. Rewind, and now our player of the game. Actually, we'll go Braden Willis, too. We'll go Willis and Brousseau, our players of the game. Again, tomorrow night, Lehi versus Woods Cross at 7 p.m. right here on KSLSports.com. For Addison, formerly Kerr, now Grayson, congratulations on the recent nuptials. Running our camera today, I'm Dusty Litster. Thanks for joining us and for watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 2023 5A State Championship Baseball Tournament on KSLSports.com, your online home for state championships. We'll be back, Timpanogos and Orem coming up at 4:30 right here on KSLSports.com.